Is my posture good?
Yeah, I can't look at you.
Testing, testing. So my history with PT is actually very extensive. I've been an athlete since I was a little kid. Literally since the age of 4, 7, I was super competitive, started playing every day. I was a tennis player. And then, once I got to college, I was having a lot of shoulder issues. You can think a lot of repetition, overhead. And when I was younger, recovery was not really a big thing. Taking care of your body was not really a big thing. So I was just a young athlete, and I would just go out and put hours and hours and hours on my body, and then just go home. So that really caught up to me when I was in college. I literally did PT every single day for 4 years, just trying to get to where I could just get out on the court, serve, and play. And then I think just post tennis career, I played professionally, continued to do PT, but I've had a really hard time since retiring in actually finding a good physical therapist around here. I've gone to many, and for me, again, I have this history with PT, so I kind of know what I'm looking for and what I want. And it's more than just kind of going and like doing ice and stim or light massage or maybe some like clamshells. I really wanted to feel like I was getting a workout and actually improving not just my issues, but also like getting stronger at the same time.
What brought you into Pro+Kinetix then?
So I would say, I was really diligent about trying to find a therapist. I did go to a couple prior, and I think like on a few of them right away, first session, I just kind of knew this was not it. And then I also tried to stick around for a little bit, but I don't really have time to waste. And so the internet, obviously very helpful. Found you all online, really great reviews. It was by happenstance that I actually got matched up with Dr. Lorraine. And from there, it was just an instant connection. I think, really understood what I was looking for, what my issues were, was actually the first person to help me to correctly diagnose what was actually going on, to where I could understand it and be aware of it throughout my day-to-day, but also kind of have this plan of when we came in, what we were working towards and why and how to improve it. So my journey from start to finish at Pro+Kinetix, I think if we're really going back, it was just doing a lot of online research, looking at the Yelp reviews, looking at the Google reviews, actually getting on the phone call with Dr. John, and telling him exactly what I was looking for, and just setting those clear expectations. And he was really confident that this was the place for me. So I said I was willing to give it a try. I got matched up with Dr. Lorraine. And then the very first session, we did an intake. We went through, not only a kind of like oral review in terms of my history, what issues I've been dealing with, but also actually, the mechanical side of it as well. She was able to pretty quickly diagnose what was going on, which gave me hope because, like I mentioned, for a long time, I actually didn't know what was happening. I just had this low back pain for a year and a half. And again, being a former pro athlete where my body was everything, and now not being able to walk without pain or pick up my children, it was also affecting my like mental psyche. So just be feeling like someone actually heard me and cared for me and put together a plan where we come in every day, we're able to make progress towards that is really fulfilling.
So what has like made Pro+Kinetix worth the investment for you? Besides my glaring personality.
So what has made Pro+Kinetix worth the investment? Candidly, I actually have great insurance, so thanks to my partner. And we have a pretty low out-of-pocket deductible. I still did need to hit that. And so I was able to do that with a like 10-pack session. And they make it really easy to obtain your super bills. I can download it in a second online, and then from there, just upload it. And now I've gotten to a point actually where I get reimbursed for a good portion of it. And so when I do the math in my head, it actually breaks down to where it's cheaper than getting a trainer, getting a massage, getting like whatever thing you could think of. And as I mentioned, like for me, this is where I come, and I actually view this as a workout day. Like I am sore often the next day. We're working a lot on like glute activation, which I didn't even, those were non-existent for a while. And now almost every day afterwards, it's like the glutes are sore. So for me, this is a better investment than quite frankly, getting a personal trainer, I tried that route as well. I've done a lot of body modalities, and that all helps, but very temporarily. And so just coming in and knowing that I'm building the foundation again, to help me to move, play with my kids, and kind of go and live that longer, better life, really makes it worth it. I did see, I think, 3 in-network providers, and frankly, 2 of them I knew in the session. I knew it wasn't it. I actually wanted to get up and leave. And one of them I gave, I think, like a couple tries to, just because I didn't want to pay out of pocket. And there was still a copay, don't get me wrong. But it was a waste of my time, and time is valuable. So I think if anybody's thinking to go the insurance route, like, sure, give it a try. Maybe you'll get lucky. Maybe you will find somebody. I tried that. I tried that extensively. I tried that over years, and I was unsuccessful. So now that I've found Pro+Kinetix and Dr. Lorraine, I feel like this is the choice for me. And yes, maybe I have to meet this large out-of-pocket deductible, but it happens pretty fast, and I'm in it for the long run. So it kind of is a no-brainer. So I think we're like 12 sessions in. Frankly, I actually noticed an improvement, I think, after our first session, just to the point where, as mentioned, a year and a half, it was a consistent, constant pain in my back, to the point where I couldn't sleep. Certain movements, when I would try to roll over, it hurt. It woke me up. I actually was in the ER one night because the pain was so bad that I didn't know what to do. And so now I'm at a point where actually, like, I have consecutive good days. Maybe there's a bad day, but it's literally maybe 1 out of the week. But for the most part, it's kind of something that's starting to slip to the back of my mind. Maybe certain movements, I feel it, but I feel like I've been equipped with the tools to kind of know how to get myself out of that. So rather than getting stuck in that spasm, or where I'm just sitting in a lot of pain, I'm able to kind of stop and then either get down, do an exercise, or just like readjust. In this case, kind of, I'm now made aware of my habit and my pattern, which is I constantly go to this kind of hyperextension of my low back. And now that it's brought to my attention, I see it. I see it honestly throughout the day, but I can now catch it and then kind of adjust it and correct it. When I first came in, walking hurt, sleeping hurt. And so we really have started the foundation, and it wasn't actually that slow, which I appreciate. Like, I thought when Dr. Lorraine said, oh, like, we're going to get back into deadlifts or plyo, I was like, oh yeah, cool, probably like months later. But it was like session 2, session 3, where like we were going through those mechanics and starting to load some weight on. And so we are pushing through it, which I appreciate, because again, I'm an athlete. Like, I don't want to waste my time. I want to get results. And now we're at a point where it's like jumping, actually like box jumps, which would have killed me probably months ago. I would have been sore for days. And now, actually like deadlifting some decent amount of weight, and activating the glutes, like, everything's kind of coming back. I'm feeling like an athlete again. I'm feeling strong again, and I'm actually able to get down on the floor, play with my kids, which I wanted. And I'm even starting to do a little bit of running, and that feels good, even though I'm not a runner. But I just appreciate that I can do that and not be able to walk for several days. So I love the Pro+Kinetix facility. It's located in a really cool spot, very easy to get to. Honestly, no matter where you live in the East Bay, especially if you're in Oakland, like, it's easy to get to. They also have complimentary parking, which is huge. Even though the street parking is pretty easy, there's a parking lot. It's right next door. You get to park, and there's no cost to it. So I find that super easy. I always know exactly how long it's going to take me to get here. And then when you walk in, you're always greeted by smiling faces, people saying hello. And the facility itself is really nice. It feels like you're actually just walking into a really cool gym. They have top-of-the-line equipment, everything you could want or need, nice, big, open windows, bright lights. So it's just a really cool place, makes you feel good to come to, and especially when you have the great people here as well. So as I mentioned, I was a pro athlete. I have been in physical therapy for pretty much most of my life. And I've worked with some of the top PTs. Like literally, they are now with professional teams. They treat professional athletes, some of the biggest names that you could think of. And I would say Dr. Lorraine is on the same level as pretty much all of those folks. She cares, she's attentive, but also like fun to talk to. Doesn't make it super intense or unapproachable. You feel like you're working with a friend, yet still very professional, and really knows her stuff. As I mentioned, like was able to figure out what was going on with my back, and we immediately got into it. There was no fear and like starting small. She was confident, and we put together the plan and we've attacked it, and I've seen results. So if anybody out there is experiencing any pain, I highly recommend that you get into Pro+Kinetix. Come see Dr. Lorraine. She'll get you right. And yeah, best choice that I've made.
Okay. That was awesome. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let's get to work.
Okay. Yeah.